From the first cat and dog of the United States to a marital struggle, here's the truth about the Clintons' marriage. Number 13. Yale Law School.
These two political powerhouses were both attending Yale Law School when they started dating in 1971.
When Hillary was interning in Oakland, California, at Trueshaft, Walker & Bernstein law firm, Bill canceled his summer plans so that he could live with her during that time. They continued sharing a home when they went back to Yale. The two campaigned for George McGovern the next year for his presidential run. Unfortunately for them, it didn't pay off. Later on, Bill asked Hillary for her hand in marriage several times, but she initially said no, because she wasn't sure that she wanted to tie their lives together at that point. However, she ended up moving to Bill's home state of Arkansas, where he was teaching and trying to earn a seat in the United States House of Representatives. They eventually bought a home in Fayetteville and got married in 1975. Number 12. Proposal. We already know that Hillary said no the first few times Bill proposed. However, it's difficult to see why when you find out where and how he did so. He took her to Europe for the first time after she graduated from law school. They were in London and were by Lake Ennerdale at sunset.
He asked for her hand in marriage in pretty much the most romantic way possible, but like we said before, Hillary wasn't sure she was ready for that.
She said, "I was desperately in love with him but utterly confused about my life and future." But obviously, Bill's charm worked out for him eventually. Number 11. Hitched. You might think that a marriage between these two renowned people would have been a big affair, but at this time, Hillary and Bill weren't very well known, and they had a very modest wedding. In fact, they held the ceremony in the living room of their house. Hillary chose to keep her given last name, Rodham, in addition to taking Clinton as her last name. She thought that it would keep them separate enough so that she could still feel like herself. However, she upset both her and Bill's moms by doing so, as they had more traditional beliefs. Number 10. Presidency. Bill Clinton's presidential campaign began in 1992, during which time both he and Hillary gained a lot of attention. They garnered even more recognition when he took office in 1993. Hillary became the first lady to have earned a degree from graduate school. She was also the first one that had her own career until shacking up in the White House with Bill. Hillary was even given an office in the West Wing as well as the customary East Wing offices for the First Lady. Bill Clinton allowed his wife a lot of say throughout his presidency. Her administration choices even filled over 11 high-up positions. In fact, Hillary was reportedly the most outwardly empowered First Lady since Eleanor Roosevelt, which many thought was inappropriate and that she shouldn't have as much say in political matters. However, even during Bill's run for president, he said that his wife would play a large part if he was elected. Number 9. Investigations. During Bill's presidency, he and Hillary faced a lot of negative incidents, including Whitewater and Filegate. Whitewater concerned an investigation to find evidence that money from the failed Madison Guaranty Bank, which the Clintons' friends, Jim McDougall, owned and being improperly used for real estate investments and the presidential campaign. However, despite the discovery of paperwork in the White House, Hillary testified in 1996 that she and her husband didn't take any money from the Madison Guaranty. She also claimed that they didn't have anyone take money for them. That same year, people discovered that the White House had unwarranted access to FBI documents. The situation was dubbed Filegate. Clinton was accused of requesting the files, but Hillary denied the allegations, and there wasn't enough plausible evidence to prosecute her.
Due to this investigation, Hillary and Bill were the first presidential couple that the FBI fingerprinted.
These are just two of the various legal issues they faced during Bill's time in office. Number 8. 2016 Presidential Run. Hillary announced her candidacy in April 2015. Even though she was very prepared and things seemed to be working in her favor, Hillary lost to Donald Trump. She and Bill attended Trump's inauguration, and in 2017, she said that she wouldn't run for office again. You might know all of these things, but did you know that her reason for losing could possibly be blamed on her husband?
Bill Clinton was friends with Donald Trump for a long time before his wife ran for president. Hillary and her husband were even there for Trump's marriage in 2005.
But the real kicker was an alleged conversation Bill had with the current president. During the discussion, he notedly urged Trump to become a more significant part of the Republican Party. Although there is no hard evidence that this encouragement helped Trump win the election, who knows, maybe he wouldn't have run had Clinton not suggested it. Number 7. Monica Lewinsky. I'm sure everyone has heard about Bill Clinton's scandal with Monica Lewinsky. During his time in office, he had an affair with his then intern. He was 49 at the time and she was just 22. When the relationship surfaced, Clinton initially denied it, stating that he did not have relations with that woman, and said that all of the allegations were false. However, as they further investigated, they found out he was lying concerning Lewinsky and other women. He was accused of perjury and obstruction of justice and was ultimately impeached in 1998. As anyone would imagine, this had a significant impact on the government as well as on Hillary and Bill's marriage. They were going through a really rough patch because of the incident, and on top of that, their entire relationship was in the spotlight. Although Hillary was at first fooled by her husband's false claims, she realized the truth as the trial continued. She chose to keep her marriage together, which garnered her both positive and negative attention from the public. Some people viewed her as a strong woman for staying with Bill, while others believed she was enabling him. A common belief amongst people, even now, was that she stayed with her husband to remain in a position of political power. However, she wrote in her memoir, Living History, that their love has persisted for decades, and no one understands me better, and no one can make me laugh the way Bill does. He is still the most interesting, energizing, and fully alive person I have ever met. So despite the struggles they faced, Hillary and Bill have proven that love can conquer many things. Number 6. Other affairs. Although the coverage of Bill Clinton's affair with Monica Lewinsky made it the most well-known case of his infidelity, his unfaithfulness was backed by various other accusations as well. Jennifer Flowers was a model and actress that had a consensual affair with him in 1992. He denied the claims at first, but admitted to them later on. He also allegedly had an improper relationship with Dolly Kyle Browning, a friend from high school, for about 22 years. Clinton had a romantic encounter with Elizabeth Ward Grayson, a former Miss America, as well. She came forward to declare that it was consensual. Another supposed affair was with Myra Bell Miller. She claimed that they were romantically involved in 1983, and that the Democratic Party threatened her. However, Bill Clinton has faced accusations of unwanted sensual behavior as well. Paula Jones claimed that he had exposed himself in front of her without permission. Juanita Broderick said that he had engaged in an unwanted activity with her, but he denied it and didn't face any charges. Lastly, Kathleen Willey accused him of touching her inappropriately, but nothing came out of this accusation either, as there wasn't enough evidence. Hillary stayed with him throughout all of these allegations, even knowing that several of them were truthful. Despite all of their hardships, they're still going strong.
Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, and now back to the video.
Number 5. Illegitimate child. Along with the infidelity allegations, the Clintons faced another hardship in 1992. A mixed-race man from Arkansas, Danny Williams, claimed that he was Bill's biological son. He even referred to himself as Danny Williams Clinton. However, in 1999, a paternity test proved that Clinton was not his father. Despite this evidence, the story was brought up once again in 2016 during Hillary's presidential campaign. They stated that the first test wasn't entirely reliable, but the Washington Post said that it couldn't prove he was the father, but it was able to exclude him as such. Danny Williams kept pushing forward, and he intended to prove that Bill was indeed his biological father. He even reached out to Monica Lewinsky in hopes of retrieving her dress for DNA evidence. She ignored the request and never contacted him. So many people were claiming different things throughout Bill Clinton's presidency and post-impeachment that truth and lies were difficult to separate, and Hillary's candidacy brought all of the incidents back to the surface. Number 4. The Clinton Foundation. This foundation was founded in 1997. It was originally called the William J. Clinton Foundation and became the Bill, Hillary, and Chelsea Foundation from 2013 to 2015. After creating it, Bill Clinton stated that its purpose was to strengthen the capacity of people in the United States and throughout the world to meet the challenges of global independence. However, as with everything else concerning the Clintons, their foundation also stirred up a lot of controversies. The Clinton Foundation was criticized in 2007 because it lacked transparency. They didn't disclose the names of their donors. It was perceived as a big deal at the time because Hillary was running to become the Democratic candidate for president. So in 2008, a list of the donors' names was released. People disapproved of the donations from Middle Eastern nations, like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and UAE, because they were recognized as countries that oppress women. Hillary's 2016 campaign promised to destroy the obstacles that repress women, which made the acceptance of the donations even more controversial. In 2015, it was reported that during her time as Secretary of State, her department approved transactions that permitted Rodham, a Russian-owned organization, to have a significant share in Uranium One. The head of this corporation had given money to the Clinton Foundation. However, there was no evidence supporting Hillary's involvement in the deal. Number 3. Kid. Hillary and Bill Clinton only ever had one child, Chelsea. She was born in 1980 in Arkansas. They tried to keep her out of the spotlight by asking for limited coverage of their daughter during public events. They even placed her in a private school, which caused some scrutiny since the previous president's daughter, Amy Carter, had attended public school. Despite the effort, when Chelsea got older, she received more television coverage than any other presidential child. During her time at Stanford University, bulletproof glass was put in the windows of her dorm, and cameras were installed in the hallway. She even had Secret Service members disguised as civilians living with her. I guess they didn't want to take any chances. Chelsea received her BA and then attended Oxford University to obtain her master's. She eventually got her doctorate from the same university. She currently works with the Clinton Global Initiative and Clinton Foundation.
Her and her husband Mark have given the Clintons 2 grandchildren, Charlotte and Aiden.
Number 2, Socks and Buddy. Although Hillary, Bill, and Chelsea made a great all-American family during his presidency, they wouldn't have been complete without their furry friends. Their pet cat, Socks, was adopted in 1991 after leaping into their daughter's arms when she was leaving her piano teacher's house.
Once Bill became president, Socks moved into the White House along with his forever family, becoming the first cat of the United States.
Even Socks experienced some controversy during that time when Dan Burton, a Republican representative, questioned whether or not using White House materials is appropriate to reply to the cat's mail. In 1997, they got Buddy, a Labrador retriever that was 3 months old at the time, and he became the first dog of the United States. According to Hillary, Socks didn't enjoy Buddy's presence at all. He hated the new addition from the time he laid eyes on him. Bill Clinton even stated, "I did better with the Palestinians and the Israelis than I've done with Socks and Buddy." Number 1. What happened? Hillary Clinton came out with another memoir in September 2017 titled What Happened. Her book details her run for the presidency and how she lost to President Trump.
However, she also writes about her and Bill Clinton's struggles throughout his affairs, and the bad press they both faced because of them.
She wrote, "There were times that I was deeply unsure whether our marriage could or should survive. But on those days, I asked myself the questions that mattered to me. Do I still love him? And can I still be in this marriage without becoming unrecognizable to myself? Twisted by anger, resentment, and remoteness, the answers were always yes." Hillary also noted that it wasn't easy for her to decide to stay. She said, "It was really hard, it was painful," but went on to discuss that her friends supported her and helped her through everything. So, although their relationship hasn't been a smooth run, they've held together through the good and the bad.
Today's feature comment comes from Charmaine from our Untold Truth About Whitney Houston video. Thanks for the comment, Charmaine. Don't forget to leave your comments below and we might feature you in an upcoming video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.